So my name is Matthias Herrmann. I'm from Zurich. I grew up next to Zurich, right half an hour outside of Zurich, so somebody would say country. But for us it was pretty close to the city, so in the weekends you always go to the city. I grew up with a sister and brother, and we spent our childhood at the Montessori Schule there. It's not quite the standard way of growing up 30 years ago. It was quite interesting, so we met people from all over, different nations, different kinds of people. And then my father and my mother, they were both in IT, entrepreneurs, as you would say. They were programming, which was also not a field that everybody was into. And for a woman, for my mother, it was quite special. So we grew up with technology from the beginning. We were always the first to have a computer. We were very interested in building our own stuff, which of course got me excited then to start my career in that field. Study in business technology, I studied psychology. Along with that, organizational psychology. I was always interested in humans and machines. Was never one way or another. Hobbies, I have a lot of hobbies. So technology is still, I would say, also kind of a hobby. I like to build computers. I like to build a lot of things at home, like robotics, small programs. But I also like nature. So my wife is from the Engadina, from Scuol around there, Ftan to be sure, precise. And I mean, it's all sorts of sports there: snowboarding, skiing, it's running and hiking in the summers. So when I started at the university hospital in Zurich, we were a team of 4 people who were told to think about moving innovation management to the next stage. When you know the history a little bit, the university and the university hospital, they were one company, so to say, one institution, but then they separated in the last years, and the university hospitals had to build up a lot of the services that were previously done by the university. And one of these services is innovation management. Still, the university does all the research and the patenting and intellectual property stuff, but a lot of the researchers who were working at the hospital, they miss the consulting or the business type of things that they need to succeed. We're talking about business plans, we're talking about financial support, not only from grants and awards, but from professional financiers. And this is something that most of the natural science people and say researchers, they don't have that in their studies. So it's a new field. They have a new drug or a new therapy in mind, and then the lawyers come along and tell them a lot about that stuff that they don't understand. So this was the first thing that we thought about, how to support our researchers, and we have over 2,000 of them, how to support them in the best way so that all the research they're doing can be translated into the medical field. And we did that for 2 years, took over the team last year. So we got this whole program built up. It's called Health Innovation Hub, where we encourage people, not only from the hospital, but also from all of Switzerland, to talk to us, to ask the questions, to maybe co-develop solutions. But of course also the people from our hospital and university to get support from us. Basic research is very important. But what I would love to is that all the researchers who are going further with the research think about how do we translate the results into therapies, into novel healthcare solutions, and we can help there. And I think every company can do its part, every hospital and every university can show the researchers that it's not only research, but it could lead into another career path. So for that, I would say we are, in 5 to 10 years, we change the field of research a bit, so that people also think about when they're doing research, hey, what will come out of this? How could it lead? This is the first part. And then the second part, in 5 to 10 years, I would imagine that cooperation and co-development got huge. You see, we went to Israel, and we were invited from the ambassador, Jean-Daniel Rouch, and they showed us the whole system in Israel, and it's fantastic. And so the private companies, the state of Israel and the hospitals, they're working together very closely and to develop these solutions. And it's running smoothly. And I mean, everybody who has been to Israel know that the innovation field there, it's fantastic. And I can imagine in Switzerland, and you know, we do have a little thing about privacy, but in the future, I hope that it will open up a little bit. I mean, we have great companies. Our pharma field is huge. And together with the hospitals and our top researchers who are the best in the world, we could create a really great entrepreneurial environment.